Hello, everyone. While the front seat is off limits, when I was doing ride sharing, and those of you all that are doing ride sharing, you all can tell me your thoughts in the comments. While the front seat is off limits for me when I was doing ride sharing, unless it was a large party and one individual had to sit in the front seat, it was off limits for starters because I do not know the individual. Therefore, they cannot sit in the front seat. Two, I am, well, let me retract that. I was unsure of the person's mental state. When you're driving, you have to be on the road and be focused. You have to have your eye on the drivers to the left of you, right of you, in front of you, even the ones behind. I mean, it's just, fortunately, I'm honest. I was always honest with myself about that. Another reason why the front seat was off limits for me, it was because the unknown. Like, if I had a friend or a cousin sitting in the front seat, that's no big deal because I know their behaviors. I know when I'm driving, they're not going to do anything crazy. I mean, just imagine if I would have had someone in the front seat and it wasn't a large party and they started doing something wild, like looking at me wrong, saying the wrong thing, touching the buttons on the radio, you know, saying, "Hey, look there," are just too overzealous. And the thing is, I wouldn't be able to stop and just kick them out. I mean, I could, but without a consequence that I don't know if I would have been able to come back from. Now, if they would have put my life in danger, of course, I would have did that. But that's going to the deep, deep end. Another reason why the front seat was off limits when I was doing rideshare, it was because that's part of my boundary. That was part of my rules. It's like there's so much space in the back. And if you didn't want to get in the back, one could have got in the way back. Not that I would have did that, because that's signs of a someone that has oncoming mental capacities, and I'm not one of those fellows. So the individual or the folks could have sit in the back. The one person could have sat in the back. It's a lot of space. You can sit on the driver's side, the passenger side, or in the middle. However, I will add that I preferred my client to sit on the passenger side. That way I could see them. Yes, I'm biased, but they still had free range to sit where they wanted to. But that was my preference. Like, hey, sit on the passenger side so I could just look back and just in case, just in case. Plus, another reason why the front seat was off limits was because the horror stories that I read about. People taking people's lives sitting on the front seat. And I know there's those out there that may say, hey, that could happen to you at any time, even if they sitting in the back seat. I agree with that opinion. However, I have a better time to react, and they can't really reach me like that. It just feels more the illusion of safety. If safety is quote unquote air quotes an illusion, the illusion of safety felt better with them in the back seat. You know, and I know there's some out there that may be saying, well, what if it was just a man, or what if it was just a woman that was sitting in your front seat? This is the thing. I will admit, it does not matter. If it was a man or a woman, the fact that I did not know Fred or Martha, get in the back. Get in the back. Get in the back. It's like being on the school bus where some of the people always wanted to be in the back. Get in the back. That was my stance. Get in the back. Now, like I said, if there was a major party and one person had to sit in the front seat, that was different. That was different. And most likely, in all of my rides that I had, when a person had to sit in the front seat because it was a large major party, I never had no issue with the person in the front seat. Never. Now, if the rideshare apps that I was working for was able to let me know beforehand if it was going to be someone that needed to sit in my front seat, would I have still taken, I still accept the ride, excuse me, of that party? I probably would have. I probably would have. Because I don't have a scarcity mindset. I have a cautious mindset. I have don't be a fool mindset. When I was doing ride sharing, why the front seat was off limits. The front seat was off limits was because there was so much opportunity for the client to ride without being in close proximity to me like that. You know, I could have been allergic to their energy, to their behavior, to what they were saying. Like I get annoyed when people are chewing and making noises. Imagine someone was sitting in my front seat chewing on some gum and smacking. That would have irritated me to the fifth degree, if not more. It would have been a bad, bad, bad ride. Not that I would have had to say anything crazy to the client, but I would have had to let the client know, like, hey, you gonna bite your tongue. You keep chewing the gum that hard. Hey, that's getting on my nerves. Or like how I've told you all before in past videos. Imagine a client getting in my front seat and then they were on the phone the whole time talking loud and proud as if it was their vehicle, as if they weren't doing rideshare, as if they were on a solo mission just going to handle life business. Nah, that's a negative. That's a negative. That is a whole negative. Another reason why the front seat was off limits was because it's my vehicle. And that's what I wanted to happen. So that's, I know, simple. Y'all thought it was going to be something breathtaking. No, it was my vehicle. Since this is my vehicle, it's my rules. Even when I wasn't doing rideshare, I still had to drive the vehicle. And since that was the case, my rules, the front seat is off limits. And if I wanted to be petty, I could have just said, hey, my front seat is, the door don't open. But there was no need to lie because I wouldn't want to, for those that believe in karma, I didn't want to wish no bad karma. And that's just doing way too much. I was man enough to say, hey, no, you can't sit in the front seat. Because I had some people that tried it. They tried it. They tried it because they thought it was Good Friday. They must have thought because it was payday. She thought because she looked good. He thought because, he was a fan of the Cowboys or he wasn't a fan of the Cowboys that they was going to be able to sit in my front seat with them being the only party. And every time it was no. It was no. Now, caveat, I would have probably made exception to the elderly. But even then, as I reflect on my past rides, I parked my car, I got out, opened up the door, helped them with their walker, did all the things that any responsible, sane person would do. But he still got in the backseat. So I don't even think with the elderly I would have did that. I think with the elderly I would have still been on that same type of time. Mr. Roberts, Miss Alexander. But the thing, they never asked me to get in the front seat, so that was never a situation. But if they did, I would have calmly, being comfortable, told them, "No, sir, no, ma'am. You have to get in the back seat." And again, for those out there that participate in rideshare in any capacity, you all tell me what you all think. Are you all comfortable with a single party sitting in the front seat and you do not know him or her? Especially with COVID, the 19 going around. They said the 19 is back on the horizon. So with that being said, you want somebody sitting in the front seat with you that you don't know? And listen, we not even mentioning the time of day. And for those that never did rideshare, when you have family or friends in your car, do you always want them in the front seat? Don't you be wanting to say all you all get in the back? Maybe, maybe not. You all can tell me what you all think. And whatever you all think, I respect it. I'm team stay in the back seat at all times if it's a single party. That's the team I'm a part of when I was doing ride sharing. Um, you can share this with a friend. You can click the link below and go and get that book because it can help you. It can help your friend or a family member, anyone that has the wrong mindset or feel as though they're the only one that's enduring something because life happened to us all and we're all interdependent. So let's continue to help each other by purchasing that book and getting it for yourself and then telling your friend or your family member to get it. Or even your enemy, because even your enemy may turn into a good associate or friend. It can bring everyone together. And that's what it's about helping people. So again, I just wanted to bring you all this video. You all continue to have a good day and talk to you all later. Peace.